Welcome to World Gestures. Today's topic is about 15 dumbest pieces of movie merchandise. Suggestive and a bit sticky tape dispensers to cancer causing promotional glasses. We look at 15 dumb pieces of movie merchandise. Number 1 is Alien Queen Plasma Bubble Bath. In Spain, no one can hear you bathe. The Alien franchise has a long history of trying to sell the horrible mouth-wrapping, chest-bursting creatures to children since the 70s. Kenner had plans for a toy line based on the original film that was pulled due to it being too damn appropriate for children. But sure, alien creatures make great toys. It all makes sense, especially when Star Wars had just come out 2 years earlier. This, however, is just dumb and ridiculous. You know that acid blood that aliens have? Well, it goes great in your bathtub, kids. Go on, jump in and have fun. See, it's not acid, it's plasma. Parents are going to love the killing machine bubble bath for little Billy's Friday night. Side effects may include skin melting and slight irritation. Number 2 is Despicable Me Minion costume. By far, this must be one of the dumbest and laziest attempts at a Halloween costumer ever created. Creating a costume of your breakout character should be easy. In concept, it sounds great. Minions are adorable and funny, and people on Facebook seems to love them. Why wouldn't you want to dress as one? While if dressed by like one you mean a giant piece of plastic with a minion face printed on it, then this is perfect. Hopefully, whoever came up with this lazy, creepy costume was skilled in some sort of evil genius death trap, because that's what they deserve for this terrible attempt and for ruining Halloween for good. Number 3 is Watchman condoms. Yes, that Watchman, the one with the superheroes and the awkward Leonard Cohen quote sex scenes. You know what else is awkward? Busting out your Dr. Manhattan themed sexual protection while trying to get lucky. Some poor soul somewhere had the idea that while watching Dr. Manhattan's Blue Dong on screen that this was the way of the future. Needless to say that the product did unfortunately not allow you to grow to any size at all, well like the Dear Doctor, which would have been more helpful in the bedroom than making your dick blue light. Number 4 is Hunger Games light bulb. Hunger Games has become a marketing juggernaut and popular culture phenomenon, but some clearly had the wrong idea with this one. Again, while in concept, this is a pretty cool idea using the light bulb filament to create the mockingjay symbol. The problem is that it's all it does. No trippy cool light effects and no projected symbols or any like that. Meaning of this is that if you want to see the small symbol in your light bulb, that's great because that's the only time you would when looking directly at the bulb. This one just reeks of desperation and starvation of good ideas on the merge team. That one of them would look at a light bulb and think Eureka, kids like staring at lights right. Number 5 is the Blair Witch Project soundtrack. Now, this one seems pretty normal and sensible. Movies normally have soundtracks released all the time, some of them with bitch tune that makes you want to buy them. But if you have seen the Blair Witch Project, you would know there is no musical score to the film. Just lots and lots of screaming and painting. That is exactly what I wanted on CD in 1999. No, it's not that. This has music on it, and the idea they used to get music on it isn't a terrible one. Just really stupid. See, this is one of the missing kids mixtapes. One of the crappy mixtapes supposedly found in the car, probably. That's right. Quality goth music circa 1999 straight to your found footage or based years. So if you have no soundtrack, that's okay. Just invent one and tell people it's some character's crappy taste in music and not that you needed to make a quick buck. Number 6 is the Meet Rocky. So, Rocky was one of the few franchises to relatively escape the action figure treatment when it was released that didn't stop modern day to companies though. And that's not a problem at all. All of us should have a 6-inch figure of Rocky in a victory pose on our mantle. The dumb part of it was that they didn't know when to stop. They made every damn person in the film into a plastic doppelganger. When they ran out of people, well, this happened. The damn meat that Rocky practices on is available to you now in two forms. And no, not as a necessary, as its own packaged piece of merchandise. I mean, everyone knows the meat is the real hero in Rocky. Where would the boxer be without that side of beef to pound down? In the gutter, probably, with all the unsold Rocky toys. Number 7 is C3PO tape dispenser. Most of us at one time or another had a Star Wars themed stationery item, and now that Disney owns it, there are going to be a hell of lot more pens and diaries and suggestive sticky tape holders. Yes, this was something someone actually designed, made, and that someone else signed off on without even once thinking that it looked like you are grabbing tape from C3PO's Robert junk. Sure, it came out in 1981, but I'm pretty sure even then someone in the company that bought this out did solely as a dirty joke, because this is just too stupid to have existed otherwise. Then again, maybe sticky tape thus comes out of C3P0's crotch. Maybe episode 7 will finally answer if a protocol droid can destroy. Number 8 is Jurassic Park Dennis Nedry action figure. The 90s were a golden mine for toy lines based on a hit summer movies, and Jurassic Park was no different. They had jeeps and dinosaurs and playsets and action figures based on Seinfeld's annoying neighbor. Wainwright, who is best known for playing Newman in Seinfeld, is a loud, obnoxious, Hawaiian shirt-wearing smile ball who causes the power shutdown that lets the deadly prehistoric creatures loose. So of course, he should get a toy. What's that? We can't afford to make a mold for a fat guy toy? Okay, just use generic henchman number 3 and no one will ever know the difference. That's how you merchandise like a pro. This looks nothing like Wayne Knight in his pullover and sunglasses. Is that a flamethrower? Did these guys even see the movie, or did they just assume that Dennis Nedry was some bad-ass villain who went around burning dinosaurs? Actually, can we have that in Jurassic World? Number 9 is Dune Activity Books. Like Alien, Dune was also the victim of Star Wars syndrome, which dictated that if your movie has spaceships and aliens, then by God, you got a toy line and products for kids. And like Alien, Dune is not suitable for children like most David Lynch movies. But hey, the film has action and adventure, so that makes sense to have a toy line. Coloring books where you specifically get to color in murders and assassinations though. Not to mention the Vagina Mouth Guild Navigators. Someone thought that children who are still in the age where coloring books were cool should be absorbing lens-twisted, skiffy images into their fragile minds. Hell, if Dune had have been a Star Wars like it, we may have had a generation of web psychopaths on our hands. Number 10 is Star Trek V, Marshmallow Dispenser. Star Trek V doesn't have a lot going for it. Least of all is the part where our heroes spend too much time out camping, having sing-alongs and roasting marshmallows. All the things Star Trek is known for. But seeing as there wasn't a whole of lot exciting things to make toys of, someone thought, well, let's just make a space marshmallow thing because they eat marshmallows in that one part. Just slap a Star Trek logo on it and it will be fine. Which admittedly is as much thought that went into the script for the film, so I don't blame them for not trying harder. Now everyone but William Shatner is trying hard to forget this film ever happened. Number 11 is the color purple teddy bear. Don't buy Tickle Me Elmo or a Care Bear for your kids. Instead, get them the color purple bear. Do your kids love racism? Genital mutilation? Well then, this is the beer for them. While The Color Purple is an inspirational story about hardship, making a plushy bear with the name of the movie on it has to make you ask, who is this for? It can't be for children because, well, the genital mutilation and adults have more sense than to buy a stuffed animal that is wearing a shirt with a movie title on it. It's like if Schindler's List had a doll set or line miniature cute anime figures. Turning a story of hard times and struggles into a cash cow is wrong, but thinking anyone would buy this inappropriate beer is moronic. Number 12 is Choke's promotional sex toys. In order to promote the Chuck Palahniuk adaptation, Fox Searchlight decided to send out an interesting item to media outlets. Instead of some tacky branded bit of plastic that would normally go out with a media press kit, they sent out a movie branded set of anal beads, fresh for reviewers and journalists to get their anus on. Banking on the movie creating some controversy, it didn't really help the film again much extra publicity because it was clearly seen as a dumb bit of merchandising to capitalize on the film's sexual themes. Then again, maybe the media outlet thought Fox were telling them they could shove it up their ass. Number 13 is McDonald's Poison Cancer Shrek Glasses. If you are looking for a side of death with your Happy Meal, then this one is great, but for the rest of us, this is pretty stupid. Promotional glasses given out by fast food chains have long been running stint for summer blockbusters, and when done right, they stay in cupboard for years. Like these Batman Forever glasses I have had forever. But when done wrong, they can kill you and everyone you love, as in the case with its promotional Shrek glasses released to tie into the Shrek Forever After in 2010. The glasses contain cadmium that causes cancer of the kidneys and intestines and even bones. The fast food juggernaut was forced to recall 12 million units that were given away. Number 14 is Jar Jar Binks' Mega Mouth Candy. Another inappropriate child's toy from a galaxy far, far away, this one though from a bit more recent. Seems as though someone thought that Jar Jar would be such a breakout character that kids would want to suck on a lolly version of the Gagan's tongue, allowing you to finally live out that fantasy of playing tonsil hockey with the universe's most annoying creature. This one sits as being stupid that for someone thinking that anyone would want to buy any lolly of Jar Jar, let alone one that basically forces you to be already assaulted by him. Number 15 is Letters to E.T. These though takes the cake for not only being dumb but also being a ridiculous bit of ego stroking on Steven Spielberg's part. T was such a runaway success with families and children that of course little kids wrote to E.T. wishing the favorite lost alien all the best. So what do you do with all those letters to a fictional character? If you said answer them, you would be wrong because the correct answer is print them in a book to make more money. Imagine being a kid who gets letters to E.T. for your birthday so you can spend hours and hours reading other kids' poorly written letters. Ever needed to know if other people love E.T. in Empire Strikes Back the same way you did? Wait, what? Did people have no way to